This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime.
Hello and welcome. You're watching The Property Show, your trusted guide with the most credible advice on buying and selling property. Our advice is backed by solid research done by our knowledge partner, Lysis for Us. And to answer your questions, we have Naimunisa Khan, Head Research and Consultancy South, Lysis for Us in studio with us. Welcome to the show, Naimun. But before we start taking your calls, let's take a look at what we have for you today. The much-awaited Dwarka Expressway connecting Delhi to Gurgaon hits yet another roadblock. We bring you ground report. Like always, we go property shopping in Greater Noida to give you best budget buys. We also cover Indore this time after a brief gap and tell you prime property options. Also, value for money buys in Kolkata in just 30 lakhs. From east to down south, we will review promising residential markets of Bangalore. Also on the show today, our expert will answer your legal problems. It's been 10 years since it was launched in 2007. But the Dwarka Expressway is far from complete. The cause of delay? Legal battles over compensation and relocation of project-affected families. A recent stay order from the Punjab and Haryana High Court on allotment of plots to the landowners whose land got acquired might further delay the project. Our senior colleague, Oinitam, visited the expressway and met with home buyers and residents for a first-hand account.
I'm here on the Dwarka Expressway. This expressway has been in the making for the past 10 years. Now, I will be joined by few of the home buyers who have invested their money on properties along this expressway. Let's listen in to the stories and also as to why this expressway has taken so long to get built. First, let me speak to you, Yashish ji. You've been living here for some time now. What are the problems that you're facing and why has this expressway remained incomplete for so long?
मैम तकरीबन मैं 7-8 साल पहले मैंने यहाँ पे फ्लैट बुक किया था और लगभग 2.5 साल पहले मुझे यहाँ पे बिल्डर ने मुझे ऑफ़र कर दिया पोजीशन और मैं आके रहने लगा हूँ। बट मैं यहाँ पे आके देखता हूँ यहाँ बेसिक अम्यूनिटीज़ कुछ भी नहीं है। ना यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से पानी की सप्लाई आती है, ना बिजली की सप्लाई यहाँ पे है, ना रोड है, ना पार्क है, ना स्कूल है, ना हॉस्पिटल्स हैं। बार बार डेडलाइन आ रही है, खट्टर साहब की तरफ से डेडलाइन आ रही है कि हम जून 2017 से पहले आपको रोड बना के दे देंगे। पीछे कुछ हुड्डा की तरफ से भी अलॉटमेंट के 2 बार खारिज हो गया अलॉटमेंट, कभी खाली प्लॉट वालों को लेके, कभी बिल्टअप हाउसेज को लेके। तो अभी भी हुड्डा की विल पावर हमें नहीं लगती कि उस तरीके से, जबकि उनका बार बार अलॉटमेंट प्रोसेस डिले हो जाता है, कैंसिल हो जाता है। बट अभी भी कोई ग्राउंड लेवल पे हमें कोई मजबूत एक डिसीजन नज़र नहीं आ रहा है।
Coming to you, Komalji, you have invested in a property here along the expressway.
That's correct.
How do you feel, this delay and everything?
The biggest thing we as a home buyer feel cheated, right? On the ground level reality, there is nothing happening here. They constructed, let's 90% of the road, but 10% is kind of still pending, remaining for the last so many years. Every time we kind of get into discussion with the authorities, the answer that we are getting, it's again the plain vanilla answer that, okay, yes, we are working. But at a ground level, we don't see anything happening here. So that's the pain, that we have at this point of time, where we don't see anyone acting or working on the actual road, and the only thing which we kind of here, as Yasheshji mentioned, is all the promises.
You have heard what the home buyers and the residents have to say. Now, there are nearly 1 lakh home buyers like Mr. Ahuja who have invested their hard-earned money in housing projects along this expressway. Now, despite a lot of promises even made by the Road Transport Minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, who gave national highway status to this particular expressway exactly a year ago and said that the stretch will be completed by June this year, but as you can see, there's a lot of work that both NHAI and Huda administration will have to do before they can actually complete this stretch. Now, we have seen that the home buyers and residents are clearly a worried lot. Let us now listen into what the developers have to say.
The Dwarka Expressway is going to be, it is a lifeline for residents of Dwarka who want to commute to Gurgaon as well as Manesar. And we feel that there's a work of some vested interests who are trying to put a roadblock in the construction of this very vital national highway. In this particular case, what is happening is that there is a handful of people who are living in an illegal accommodation, and while justice may be seen to be done for them, but what about where is the justice for the 1 lakh plus people who have invested their life saving in legal projects with the hope that they will be able to live in a good area.
Tragic that the amount of time that has been lost in getting a Dwarka Expressway job completed, despite a very clear intention from the state government as well as from directions of several times courts have also ordered. I definitely think that the delay in Dwarka Expressway is harming the investment climate which is possible on that side, and it's also stopping a lot of economic growth which it can bring to Gurgaon.
In the past 6 to 7 years, over 60 housing projects have come up and over 1 lakh people have invested there. But now, even if many projects are ready and have been given possession, as we saw, very few people are actually willing to move, as basic amenities are missing from the expressway, and the expressway continues to be a road to nowhere. Okay, now it's time to answer your questions, and our first caller is on air with us. We have Mr. Prathu Bhatnagar with us. Yes, Mr. Bhatnagar, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, evening. Actually, I just want to have a confirmation with you. It's regarding the resale market of the Noida, Greater Noida West, Sector 1. I am going to purchase a 3 BHK in Supertech Eco Village 1, and I'm in the middle of a deal, and just want to know about the future of that area. And another thing which I heard in yesterday is regarding the registration problem which is prevailing in Noida. So just want to have an idea about that.
Absolutely. We'll try to answer all your questions. But first, Nemun, what do you think about that area? It's a fairly affordable market, and he wants to, he's already done his research and he's interested in Supertech Eco Village. What do you think about the project as well?
See, actually, if you see Supertech, I think they have been recently in the news for all the wrong reasons, and in fact, some of the projects are also with the Supreme Court, and they have also been sealed. So, in this scenario, I think Supertech is definitely going to be in a certain kind of financial crunch. And so if you're looking at investing in Supertech as a builder or any project that they are doing, we would suggest that you look into projects which are almost in the finishing stages, or they are almost ready to move in. Under construction project in Supertech developers, I think you should avoid. So I think in terms of the project that I think which you've selected, Eco Village 1, some of the towers are already complete while few are under construction. So as long as you're going for a ready to move in tower, I think we'll give you a go ahead with the project. In terms of location, like you wanted, the average price of the location is 3,600 rupees per square foot, which is an affordable price of the market. And the inventory overhang out here is slightly huge. But if you see the available units itself are 69,000 units in this entire micro market versus the inventory overhang is around 6 years. So I think if you're investing in this market, then this is the kind of horizon you should look for gaining any kind of returns on your project. Currently, the annualized returns in this area has been negative. It's around 1.4%. From our end, I think we'll recommend you 2 more projects, one in under construction category and one in the ready segment, by the names of Samriddhi Grand Avenue, which is in Tech 4 Zone 4. It's going to get completed by 2018. And then there is Arihant Ardhan, which is a good project. It's ready to move in, and location wise also it's decent. It's located in Sector 1.
Okay, so let's quickly take a look at these 2 projects that Nemun is suggesting. First one is Samriddhi Grand Avenue, and the price that you're getting here is 3,300 rupees per square foot, and In case you're opting for a 2 BHK, the unit size you get is 980 square feet. And as we told you, this particular project is located on main Noida, Greater Noida Link Road. It's spread over 7 acres and this is about 4.2 kilometers from Gore Circle. The other option that Nemun's got for you is Arihant Arden, Phase 1 and 2. And this particular project is retailing at the price of 3,275 rupees per square foot, and the unit size for a 2 BHK is 935 square feet. Now this particular project is located on Expressway in Greater Noida, and this is about 2 kilometers from Gore Circle. So these are the two options that Nemun is suggesting from her side. Let's go ahead and take our next caller on air. We have Nishchal Sood with us. Nishchal, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, we had booked a studio apartment in Sun World Arista project in sector 168 Noida. And that was 2 years ago. And the cost of the studio apartment is 46 lakhs. No, our subvention period... Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Our subvention period is getting over next month. And we have to decide whether to retain this project or otherwise. My query is, how is the project and what is the reputation of the builder? And is it worthwhile to retain the project and any cost escalation, and what will be the rentals that we will be getting?
Absolutely. We will definitely answer your query. Nemun, he wants to know whether he should stay invested there. Now, the project, apart from the project, the area also counts in that. So, what do you think? Should he stay invested?
Well, I think the area that he is talking on Noida Expressway area, micro market, it's also surrounded by, it has a certain rental demand from the IT hubs like Advant IT Park and also Unitech InfoSpace, which are in close proximity to that place. So I think in terms of rental income, he can easily fetch around rupees 12 to 16 rupees per square foot. And if it's a furnished flat, he might be able to get a premium over it. In fact, if you look at this particular project, Sunwell Arista, it's a premium project and it has premium amenities, and it also comes with, it is also fully furnished. It comes with inbuilt AC and modular kitchen, and a lot of woodwork and furniture also comes along with the project. So once it gets completed, you know, its quality of the product itself is going to be very high. So I think as it is in the finishing stages, you should definitely wait till the possession, and it becomes a good candidate for rental income as well. So I think you should hold on to the project. If you look at the micro market analysis also, the current average price of the location is around 5,400 rupees per square foot. If you were to resale the project currently in the market, you will fetch around 4,900 to 5,000 rupees per square foot. The inventory overhang is slightly high. That means it's a buyer's market. The buyers are going to negotiate a good price from you because there's a huge supply in the market. So that's one of the strong reasons that we would say that you hold on to the project. Plus the rental yield is also good. You'll be able to fetch a good income on it. Currently the appreciation is 2% of this particular area. But I think 2% is relatively good when compared to the rest of the NCR, where the appreciation is also negative. So I think in terms of all the parameters, considering everything, we'll ask you to hold on to the project.
Okay, so Nishchal, as Nemun is saying, all the indicators, the area indicators, the project indicators, everything says you need to show a little bit more patience. Let's go ahead and take our next caller on air. We have Arun Charles with us. Go ahead, Arun, ask your question.
Hi, my name is Arun. I'm calling from Bangalore. As of now, now I'm trying to buy a property, a 3 BHK apartment in Icon Happy Living. It's in Bangalore, Electronic City Phase 2. It's around 38 lakhs. So I just need to know if it's a good buy if I go ahead with this. And as an investment option, too, I'm looking at this. And I need to know if this is going to be a trustworthy builder.
Absolutely. So Nemun, Electronic City area, kind of a no-brainer there. It's a good place to invest, but do give us some idea about and data points about that area and also about this project.
See, I think the project which is selected, Icon Happy Living, you can categorize this as an affordable project, but as a branded affordable project maybe. And what I would say that it is not, there's nothing very extraordinary about this project, but there is fundamentally there is nothing wrong with the project also. Plus it comes at a very affordable price point. I think it's priced only at 3,450 rupees per square foot, and whereas the weighted average price of Electronic City itself is 4,293 rupees per square foot. So I think in terms when you compare it with the average price of the location, this project is offering you a good deal. And even in terms of location, it's hardly 100 meters off the Hosur road. So connectivity wise, you are well connected to Bomasandra, Jigani, Electronic City Phase 1, Phase 2, and even to the Silk Board Junction. So I think there's no problem. You should definitely go ahead with this project. But if you are looking at returns, I would say that currently the annualized returns of Electronic City has been around 2.3%. And because of a lot of supply pouring in, if you are looking at a superlative return, then I think you should look at least 5 to 7 years of horizon if you are investing in Electronic City. Otherwise, I think we can recommend you 2 more projects which are slightly off your location, but the price is the same. I think you can look at Concord Windrush and Radiant Heritage. Both these projects I think are in close proximity to Electronic City, and they are ready to move in since 2015. So you might fetch a good resale in these projects in the similar price point.
Okay, so let's take a look at the 2 projects Nemun is suggesting. First one is Concord Windrush, and the price here is 3,400 rupees per square foot, and the unit size for 2 BHK is 805 square foot. This project is spread over 2 acres and is located just off Hosur Road in Ramsagar village, and it's about 7.9 kilometers from Infosys campus in Electronic City Phase 1. The other project that she's suggesting is Radiant Heritage. Now, this particular project is retailing at 3,200 rupees per square foot, and in case you're opting for a 2 BHK, the size you'll get is 1,025 square foot. This particular project is spread over 2 acres, and this is also located off Hosur Road but in Rai Sandra village, and this is also about 7 kilometers from Infosys campus in Electronic City Phase 1, so they're kind of close by. Now, before we move on, we would like to remind you that in case you're planning to buy a property or need any advice on buying or selling, then do write to us at property@ndtv.com. But please don't forget to leave your full name and contact number so that our team can get in touch with you. Now, let's go ahead and take our next caller on air. We have Debashish with us. Debashish, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, I'm looking for a 2 BHK in a township project, and my requirement is like I should get it my possession by 2018-19 somewhere. I have visited 2 projects. One is Nico Homes, Tani Sandra, and one is Sobha Dreams. It is in Panathur Road. My budget is around 50 to 65 lakh. So I just want to know whether these 2 projects are okay to go ahead, or you can suggest me some alternatives as well. And I am also looking for a location preference where all the IT parks in Bangalore should be covered. So the location should be somewhere around Whitefield or Marathalli.
Absolutely. So Nemun, as he had written to us in the email as well, that he himself is working in Manyata Tech Park. So keeping that in consideration, which area would you focus on?
Certainly. So both the areas that he's spoken about, Thani Sandra and Panathur, where Bharti City and Shobha Dreammakers are located, they both are influenced by IT corridors. If you look at Bharti City, it has its own commercial buildings itself, and then there is Manyata Tech Park, of course, to support the economic growth in that sector. Whereas if you look at Panathur, then it is mainly fed by Whitefield and the Outer Ring Road, Sarjapur area for employment generation. So I think if you're looking at IT, both these areas are equally important. I'll just run you through the market dynamics of both these areas also. The available units in Thani Sandra is around 4,080 with an average price of around 5,150 rupees per square foot. Whereas if you look at the appreciation that Thani Sandra has seen is around 1% in the last 3 years. And when you look at Panathur, the average price out here is around 5,200 rupees per square foot. Inventory overhang is slightly low, which is 2,100, whereas the appreciation in Panathur has almost been 0.2%. Now this is largely because Panathur is still a developing location, whereas Thanisandra is already an established market in terms of social and physical infrastructure, and there are so many schools and colleges and a lot of sports facilities. So I would suggest that over both the micro markets, I would prefer Thanisandra over Panathur. Looking at the projects also, I think Bharati City is fundamentally more strong in terms of its price point. It's priced at around 5,400 rupees per square foot, and you'll get something in resale also in this in Bharati City. Shobha Dreammakers is also a decent project, but in relation, we would suggest that at the similar price point, you may pick Bharati City. There's one more project that we would want to add to you, because if you don't mind a project which is not a big gated community, you will get something in a price point of around 5,000 rupees also within the Thanisandra market. We've picked one project for you for an example, which is by Vasanti Housing. The project name is Vasanti Avante. This is also very close to Manada Tech Park, hardly 2 kilometers away, and it's around 4,900 rupees per square foot. Plus, it is at the internal work stage. It will get completed by the end of this year. So if you don't want to go for a township project and you want to take something which is a standalone building with a decent gated community, this project may also be a decent option to consider.
Okay, so the project that Nemun is suggesting to you is Vasati Avante, and as she told you, the price is about 4,900 rupees per square foot, and the unit size for a 2 BHK is 1,024 square foot. So in case you want something extra, Nemun has given that to you. It's time for a short break now. When we come back, some legal advice from our expert on property issues, and budget buys within 30 lakhs in Kolkata.